Good day. Today we're going to go through the basics of building a smart title block inside SolidWorks and customizing it to exactly what you want. I have to apologize, I don't do this very often. This is just a requested tutorial, so we're going to go through it, and I have bad audio and I'm not good at it. Sorry, just in advance. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with the basic template. So we're going to come in and we're just going to grab a drawing. We're going to hit OK. That should start the wizard. We're going to go ahead and grab a A-size piece of paper. This is common because it's a pretty standard size for printers. When I'm actually doing big drafts, I like to jump up a size, but we're just going to start with A. So we'll go ahead and open that. This is the standard SolidWorks title block, where it has a really aggressive border and a really large title block. I don't like this. I think you lose a lot of real estate. So I'm going to go through and edit it. I'm going to come through here and grab the fields that I don't use, and I'm just going to go ahead and remove them. I'm going to get rid of my comment section, because if I want comments, I usually just put a note in the corner. And then I'm going to also open this to where it's only a 1/4 inch away from the border. I don't like this border. I think it uses up a lot of prime real estate. I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera. I'll be right back. Okay, here we are with the title block that I want. You can see again, I have a much larger space. I shrunk the borders. I removed a bunch of information that I personally don't use when I'm drafting, and then I also added in some that I really like. I like having material strength and my finishing coating added right there so that the machinist can see it when they first open up the print. Now we want to go through coding these to where they're actually usable fields. SolidWorks will put in, where they put the drawing name directly in here or the model name directly in here, and that might not be what you want. So we're going to go through editing it. First, we're going to go to Edit Sheet Format, like we did before. And we're going to delete out anything we don't want. And then we'll put in the properties we do. So I'm going to go ahead and delete a few fields here that will be showing you how to create them. We could, of course, just put in a text box, and then it would just be a dead text box that you could put in the title, or you could put in the drawing by, and you could just put in that information, but it's not going to be saved in your file properties. The nice thing about properties is that that's metadata that can be handled, and in the future, if you're using a software like PDM or another client, you could use that to search, you could use it to sort. It's really helpful to keep all that information present. The first thing we need to decide is where we're going to save that metadata. When it comes to who drew this drawing, that's information that I'd want in this drawing. If it's the information about the model, like what's material strength, that's information I want in the model. So if we pull up the model, that information is available. So again, we'll go into Edit Sheet Format. We're going to start with the drawn by. I'm going to go ahead and grab just a couple fields here. We're going to save some time, and I'm just going to copy those up. Oops, let me grab the proper one here. Okay, you stay down there. Come on, bud. There we go. All right. So we have two new fields here. We're going to go ahead and select them. We're going to clear everything out of them so that they're blank. And then we're going to link them to a property. So we're going to come over here and just hit this button off to the side. And that should bring up a little box. We should mention that you need to put the file properties. You can either do that by hitting your file properties here. You can see you've already added a fair few. It's super easy to add in new properties. I'm going to go ahead and re-add this one. Is you type in what you want the property named. So in this case, new property. Property. In some cases, you can use spaces. In some cases, you want to stay away from spaces. That all comes down to what software you're handling. You can also change what type it is to a date, number, yes, no text. I just suggest using text. Again, if you put in like a date, that's all well and good. But if you don't put in a date, and then it can cause an error, I just usually keep everything as a long text. We're going to go ahead and hit OK, and then that's add to the file properties. We can then come in here, and we can sure enough see that that new property is in the available list. I don't actually want new property. What I want is the drawn by. We'll hit OK. We'll come to the next one, delete out the current property, and link that to, again, drawn date. Okay. So now these are connected to that property, and that's all well and good. If I leave my sheet format, come up to my properties, and come in and type in my initials, TEL, and the drawn date, let's pretend the 1st of the year. It edits and it updates, and that's all well and good, but it's pretty annoying to have to go up to your properties and change these values. So we're going to fix that. We're going to go back to the sheet format. We're going to go to Title block fields, and we're going to add these to the title block fields. I also want to select this box and then tab my way through when I edit them. So because these are pretty close to the top, I want these at the top of the list. Boom. We're going to hit OK. Okay. We are now going to exit sheet format. And so now we're in normal sheet space, so we can do our normal modeling and annotations. But if I want to edit this, I can come in here and just click. The fields turn blue, so you know they're editable. And sure enough, I can go in and change these. So I can just go back to my basic dashes, and I can also just tab through them the way I want. So we'll exit that. And we can see the other thing that's noteworthy is we might have just changed this box, and you might think, okay, we just changed that box, but what we really changed was the property. So you can see that drawn by date and drawn by are both triple dashes. That's great. Okay, now about information that's coming from the part. Things like material properties or the title of that part, we might want those coming from a model. How would we do that? Well, first thing we gotta do is we gotta cheat a little bit and throw in a model. So I have something that I've just named part. I just opened a brand new part, saved this to my desktop, named it part. So we're gonna go ahead and grab that one, and we're just gonna throw it in. All right, we can see that I already have some information that's being pulled from that. We'll go through how to set that up. Let's go ahead and open this part. Again, it's just a blank part. We're gonna go up to the properties. You can see here again, I've put in some properties. Some properties that are missing is model by. So it'll do that. Again, we want that to be a text. We want it to be a triple dash. And model date. And we're just going to do a triple dash. Okay, so now we have two more properties. We will save this. Again, I just have this saved to my desktop. We're going to put it down, and we're going to take a look at our drawing. It'll update. We're going to go to edit sheet format, and we want to enter that information into our title block. So again, I'm just going to grab these two, control copy, move them up, move it up, move it up. Come in here. Currently this is drawn by, so we'll delete out the drawn by. We'll come in here. We want to change it to the model, not the document. And come down here and we can see the model by is now in there. We'll hit OK. We'll come to drawn date. We'll delete out the current field, link in a new field, model, model date. OK. Final thing is the title. So I'll go ahead and grab the drawing number. We'll copy that up. So again, I'm just doing the copy so I keep the same text. We will increase this length, increase the width a little bit. Go ahead and recenter that inside the title block. Come in here, delete the actual field, model found here. Come down and grab description. We can see that that's currently part 1. We'll hit OK. Make sure that this is all under centered. We would exit, and we will just pull that on over. You know what? Actually, that'll be just fine. Okay. Again, we want this to be editable, so we're going to go edit title block fields. We are going to make sure to grab the other 3 fields. We want the model by to be at the very, very top. We want the model date to be directly underneath that. And I want to go through this side, and then I want to go to title, drawing, and revision. So I'm going to go ahead and put this description directly above drawing number. We're going to hit OK. We're going to exit. Let's go ahead and make sure that when we tab through these all, it'll go in the exact order I want. We can't change this material because that is baked into SolidWorks. We can, of course, create a material, and then you can type in whatever you like there, just as we have with the title and drawing number. But this one's baked in there, and I kind of like to keep it in case I need to do FEA. All right, insert bad screen edit. I did just realize that I talk about the description field inside the title block, but I didn't show you that you can add in pre-existing properties. So such as this description, I didn't actually type in the word description there. I hit this drop down and I grabbed description. And again, that's because this is baked in properties that I can reference inside my drawing, and then it'll update in the background meta quote. So there's a few here that you might want, like your material, your revision, your number. So again, I didn't actually type these ones in, which make them a little bit different than the modeled by and model date. Just wanted to drop that in here. Sorry for the interruption, and back to the drawing for saving. Now that we have a working title block, what we want to do is we want to clear the views out. And we're going to go ahead and save this as a drawing template. We don't want to save this as a drawing because we'd have to open that same drawing and then do save as, and it could get really messy. So instead we're going to go to save as. We're going to save it as a drawing template. This will change your directory to where the normal templates are, and you should already have one that says drawing dot. Since I'm doing this as this training, it's right here. Here's the exact same one that I use for my standard drawings directly below that. We're going to go ahead and save this under training. So we'll hit save. I'll ask if I want to replace it. I hit yes, and we're good to go. It's now a template, so we can close it. We are also going to go back to our part, and we are going to go to our properties. We're going to go ahead and delete the properties that are currently in here and set them back to standard. So that's going to be just triple dash, and why not triple dash? And hit OK. Since those have been saved, we're going to go File, Save As. And again, we're going to save this as a part template. You see here I have part. And something to note is you have a triple dash in description, and that'll be useful later. Save, place, yes, close. OK. File, new. We're going to start with a new part. We'll open that. Now if we check our properties, we can see that it has the properties that we just put in it. So we're good to go there. We're going to hit OK. Then we're going to go File, Save As. We're going to save this as a normal part. So we're going to go ahead and give this a file description or file name. The company that I used to work for, the file name had to be the part number followed by the description. So we would type in something like that, and then we would put in the part name. Now, if that was going into our title block, that'd be really annoying. So we set up the description below it, and you just put in the description. So in this case, it would be the part name. Hit save. We come look at our properties. Because we set up description to be description, the part name's already saved in there. All right. Now we would go File, make a drawing from the part. We'd choose the standard template. We'd hit OK. We'll go ahead and do a model view. We'll grab the part. We'll come on over. We'll grab our face. We'll drop it in there. And we'll see that our part name should automatically put in. Our material should automatically put in. Our material strength, all that should be in there. If we decide that, again, this part needs to be coded, we'd hit OK. We would go ahead and save this. When we'd save all of them, they'd have the exact same name so that when you search them, they would come up together. They would never be apart from each other. We'd save all. We'd come up with the location. We'd go ahead and just save that to our directory. This is a good stopping point for today, just because we have now the basic title block with everything updating, everything being metadata. There are a few other areas that you can go through to make this even a little more efficient. If you want to do card entry, such as right now I have my part open, you can go through and create a custom property tab. So if I come up here and grab drawing properties, you can see that and you can just come through and do mass inputs. These I find really helpful. If you'd like another tutorial on how to set that up, let me know and I can get working on that as well. All right, well, have a nice day. I'm going to call it here.